Well, good morning, everyone. Good to welcome you here. We have a number of guests and announcements, and want to begin with the fire department. Chief Heffner, you have some introductions to make, and I think ceremony to conduct.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to introduce Lima Fire Department's newest firefighters. Bo, come on up here. Jeremy, come on up here, please. This completes the hiring cycle that we started almost 2 years ago, actually almost 2 years to the day. With this, we've picked up 2 firefighter-paramedic Jeremy Miller and firefighter-paramedic Bo Smith. Now, Jeremy came to us from Caro and LACP. Bo took a longer route. I believe he went through American Township, Bath Township, Perry Township, and who am I missing? There's somebody else I'm missing. And Cridersville. So he took a longer route, but he got to us. We're happy to have them. They're both they're qualified, they're certified, they'll be on the trucks, I think, come Monday morning. We're giving them their 40-hour time, introducing them to everybody, but glad to have them on board. And I believe Tony Geiger, our law director, is going to swear them in, give them with the oath of office.
Thank you, Chief. We'll have both of you stand over here at the same time. Chief, I want to thank you for letting me swear these gentlemen in. It's my honor and privilege to do so because I want to remind everybody, as Chief said, these gentlemen are going to start Monday morning on the truck. So literally Monday morning, these 2 gentlemen may save your life. And if you think about that, that's really, really powerful and compelling, and we're very fortunate to be able to have them on board. So let's give them the oath. Gentlemen, if you raise your right hands, repeat after me. I state your name.
Bo Smith,
Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States,
and laws of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the State of Ohio,
and laws of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter
and the Charter
and ordinances
and ordinances
of the City of Lima, Ohio,
of the City of Lima, Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
perform the duties of my office
perform the duties of my office
as firefighter for the City of Lima, Ohio.
as firefighter for the City of Lima, Ohio.
Gentlemen, congratulations.
Like saying anything to your families, here's your chance.
No, I'm good.
Once again, quiet but powerful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This morning as well, we have a couple of guests with announcements. I want to begin with Doug Durliat from Rhodes State College with some training announcements.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning. I just want to bring attention to a program available at Rhodes State College, which will become available later this summer. It's called iStar, which stands for Innovative Strategic Training, Achieving Results. It's going to be offered at Rhodes State through distance education. It originates from Northwest State Community College up at Archbold through the WSOS Community Action Commission. And it's targeted to unemployed and underemployed people with an interest in IT training. The objective, you complete this 16-week program, you achieve a certificate as an IT specialist, and qualified persons would receive free tuition, books, and paid on-the-job training. This is a full-time commitment for the 16-week program. That's why it's targeted to the unemployed and underemployed. I suppose conceivably, if you are working full-time evenings or the 3rd shift, you can take this 16-week plunge, pay out of pocket as well. But qualified persons, if they do meet the guidelines for workforce development programs, they can get this whole thing paid for, which is about a $5,000 value. Before you take the actual coursework itself, you need to take a couple of prerequisites, which will begin later this month. One is a course on computer technologies for the International Computer Driver's License. The other one is for database basics. If you achieve a C or greater, then you can qualify for the 16-week program. And as I said, this is a full-time commitment, 16 weeks long. It's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's like working a full-time job. And along the way, you earn some shorter-term certificates. One, the International Computer Driver's License. Another one, the IT Specialist Certificate from Northwest State Community College. And the third, a certificate as a Microsoft Technical Associate and/or an Oracle Certificate Associate. And if you have any interest, we do have brochures in the back. There's also a news release which goes into greater detail. Locally, you can begin the registration process to see if you do qualify, and you make it through the screening process by contacting Rhodes State College's admissions office. That's 419-995-8040, or refer to the WSOS and the Northwest State Community College contacts on the back of the brochure.
How many slots available?
There are conceivably 10 to 15. And again, this is through distance ed, so you're taking this at the same time as people up in Archbold and in Toledo. So we would have 3 ways going. We've never had the problem with meeting that cap in the past. It's a fairly young program. Okay?
Great. Sounds like a great opportunity. If you qualify, it's a full ride. So, and it's a great technical certificate to achieve. So thank you very much. Also, Andy Maravola is here with a couple of announcements, I think, of events that Andy's a part of. Come on up, Andy. And he's also one of our ambassadors and just got off his shift at the front desk. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm here to talk about 2 events we're going to have at the end of the month. The first one's our Westgate Charity Car Show. And this year, we do it, we're having the American Bombshells here. I don't know if you people seen them. They've been on TV. They perform for the vets. They sing from World War II all the way up to the present. And we're having them for an afternoon show, okay? And the girls will be up, they intermingle with everybody, and they come and talk to people. And what the good thing is, we're going to have some World War II vets there, all the way up into Iraq vets. There's one old friend of ours that likes cars. He's 91 years old. He's having his daughter bring him up there because he wants to hear the Bugle Boy of Company B, and that's what these girls sing, you know. So that's real good. And I see Chief Haddings here. He comes and helps us. American Township, they raise the flags. He's been doing that for the last couple of years, so I want to thank him. And the next one is at the Star Spangled Spectacular. We're going to have a veterans cruise in. Now, this happened when they had the Square Fair. We used to take the cars up, we'd introduce the vets, you know, then we'd go show the cars. Well, I want to thank the board at the Star Spangled Spectacular this year. They were gracious enough to do that. So at 2 p.m., we had the car staging at 8:03. It's the Girard Cancer Center. And at 3 o'clock, we moved the cars from staging to Faroe Park, and I went through that with Rick Stolley. And at 3 to 6, we have a car display. Then we're going to have the veterans announcement, and it'll be, you know, on our way out. So this is going to be a good deal for our vets, you know, and if you have anybody interested, the posters are up. You could call the news, and you could find out, talk to Mary Ann Jor up the news, and she got all the information, what's going on with both of these. So I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Great to have you here. Exciting opportunities for those who love cars and those who support our veterans. Kayla Monfort is here from Activate Allen County with an announcement relative to their programs to encourage moms breastfeeding.
Thank you. We have a new program starting. We just launched it last week in the honor of Father's Day. We're doing a breastfeeding promotion, a photo contest involving dads. So we know that moms, of course, do most of the work when it comes to breastfeeding, but dads play a vital role. Dads, fathers, anyone who's supporting the mom. So we're opening up a photo contest for that to show that dad support plays a vital role in keeping the breastfeeding going as long as possible. So we're hoping that we can get some great photos coming into our office of dads supporting their significant other, their wife, in the breastfeeding process. So of course, with Father's Day, we're going to open it up this week, and we'll be announcing the winners in August during World Breastfeeding Week, first week in August. If you want to enter, we have a flyer, you can get onto our website and get that, activateallencounty.com. We also have an entry form that you need to fill out as well and submit those all via email to Lauren Klett, L. Klett, at activateallencounty.com as well. So we will have all that information available on our website. You can go to our breastfeeding section and get further details. We really hope that you pass the word along to get some photos brought into our office. We can display those to our community and get more on board as far as the breastfeeding support, which we know is very important to the start of any child's life. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you.
Since my daughter Jenny just had our third grandchild a month ago, breastfeeding is a big topic at our house. So we've been impressed with our son-in-law being as engaged in this entire process as he has been. So if anybody wants to see photos of my grandchild, I've got them right here. So, his name is Nolan Patrick McLaughlin. Good Irish name. So, and he's 8.3 pounds when he was born. Put on a couple pounds since in the last several weeks. Before I bring the chief up for a topic, I'm going to, today, there are mayors around the country who are issuing this proclamation. And so it is a privilege for me to also do so here in our community. And of course, we have had, including some letters of the editor recently on this topic from a different perspective, but I want to offer the following proclamation on behalf of our community. Whereas generations of immigrants from every corner of our globe have built our community, state, and nation's economy and created the unique character of the United States. And whereas immigrants continue to grow businesses, innovate and strengthen our economy, and create American jobs. And whereas immigrants have provided the United States with unique social and cultural influences, fundamentally enriching the extraordinary character of our nation. And whereas immigrants have been tireless leaders not only in securing their own rights and access to equal opportunity, but also have campaigned to create a fairer, more just society for all Americans. And whereas despite these countless contributions, the role of immigrants in building and enriching our community and nation has frequently been overlooked and undervalued throughout our history and continuing to the present day. Now, therefore, I, David J. Berger, Mayor of the City of Lima, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2014 as Immigrant Heritage Month in our community and ask all citizens to join in this celebration of America's immigrants, past, present, and future, by sharing their own immigration story with family, neighbors, and friends, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the City of Lima this day of June 2014. This issue, in terms of sharing, I think it is important that we acknowledge that almost all of us have roots based upon immigrants. I'm a third-generation American. It was my great-grandfather and grandfathers and mothers that traveled from Russia and from Germany to establish a life in this country. And I think all of us have those kinds of stories to share and value. And I think as we all contend with and meet new people in our community and in the region, acknowledging the value of immigration to our nation is truly something we ought to all be engaged in. So, appreciate the opportunity to share that. Now, lastly, I want to invite Chief Martin and Major Baker up to talk about the vicious dog ordinance, which City Council passed on Monday night, and the steps that are going to be underway immediately to begin its enforcement.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning to everyone. Last year, the 3rd District Court of Appeals determined that the vicious dog ordinance and the ordinance regarding regulation of pit bulls within the City of Lima was in conflict with state law and subsequently in violation of the Ohio Constitution. So since then, we had to suspend enforcement of the city ordinance. Immediately, we began getting a lot of complaints from citizens who were concerned about the risk and dangers that might be presented. And I will say that pit bulls, I'm not here to say that pit bulls are better or worse than any other breed of dog, but because of certain physical attributes that they bring into play, they often are the choice of breed for people who choose to use them in illegal manners. They use them to guard illegal operations such as drug houses, and they also use them for dog fighting quite frequently. And so by having no regulations in place governing the pit bulls, that not only meant that we could not protect the members of our community, which people are our first and foremost concern, but it also meant that we were not able to protect the dogs either, and from the misuse and abuse of people who would otherwise use them for criminal enterprise. So the law department worked with the police department and with Lima City Council Safety Service Committee, and also did a great deal of research to determine how we could have regulations in place that would not be in conflict with state law or in conflict with the Ohio Constitution. And as of Monday, those ordinances were passed by City Council, and they are in effect. However, in order to be fair to people, because again, we realize that there are a lot of responsible people out there that own pit bulls as well. So in order to be fair to people, we wanted to make sure that we got the word out there that these regulations, that we again had regulations in place that we would be enforcing. So for the next couple of weeks until July 1st, we will be giving warnings when we view the violations. I will make mention on that, though, that once a person has been given one warning, even if it's within the 2-week period, if they're caught in violation, again, there won't be a second warning. We will be issuing citations accordingly. But we do want to try to have at least some kind of a warning period in order to get the word out there to people so that people are not caught unawares. And again, just as a basic matter of fairness. So with that, I'm going to ask Major Baker to step up to the podium and to discuss briefly the actual specifics of the regulations.
I want to highlight just some important aspects of the ordinance. The entirety of the ordinance will be placed on our website so people can go there and see the entire document, but just want to make mention of some important aspects. First of all, no person shall have more than one pit bull in their residence. No person under the age of 18 shall own or keep a pit bull. The pit bull, whether on the residence or not on the residence, shall not be unconfined, which means now that if a pit bull is walked, they have to be securely leashed and muzzled. The leash cannot be any longer than 6 feet. A person cannot walk more than one pit bull at a time. If a person has been convicted of a felony in Ohio or an equivalent in another state, they can't own one. And you cannot possess one with the intent to sell it, offer it to sell, or breed. And then also the insurance aspect is back in use, where you have to have a liability insurance, and you have to have that on you at all times if you're walking the dog. Again, these are going to be placed in its entirety on our website so people can see the whole ordinance, but those are the important aspects that we wanted to go over.
And you want to describe the citation?
The citation is a minor misdemeanor citation. If a person is injured because of the dog during that, that raises it to a first-degree misdemeanor, which increases the penalty.
The penalty begins at what?
The penalty begins with
What's the cost?
$150 is for the court cost for the first misdemeanor citation, and then it goes up from there.
And our experience with the previous version, do you have any sense of what that volume was of the citations we issued?
Well, actually, we expect that to be much like we did then, and I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but with the previous ordinance, when we began enforcing it, initially we had a larger volume of citations, but then as the word got out there, we gained voluntary compliance, which is really what we're hoping for in this. And that's one of the reasons why we're trying to get the warning period out there. It's not a matter of seeing how many citations we can issue, it's a matter of getting voluntary compliance. But so my guess would be, though, as is typical of any type of new ordinance, we'll probably have a significant amount of enforcement in the beginning, and then as people get the idea or get the word, then we'll gain more compliance, and those citations should become less.
Very good. Thank you both. I know from personal encounters with folks, calls, people meeting me in the grocery store, this issue is a serious one. People are threatened by the presence of these animals and the way in which they're managed. So I appreciate all the work that's gone into it, and I know it's a valuable tool for the police department. That is all that we have for this morning, so we'll break down for individual interviews. Thank you.